So here I am getting ready to make albóndigas. I'm making beef albóndigas, so albóndigas de res. So you're gonna need first of all, go ahead and get a large pot and add 10 cups of water. And then we're gonna add salt. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of salt, and we're gonna add some chicken bouillon. And so we're gonna add 1, 2, 3. So 3 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, okay? Do that, and then we're gonna put that on high, of course. Remember, I do everything on high first, and then I kind of bring it down as I go. But we're gonna go ahead and let this start boiling. Give it a big stir. And meanwhile that boils, we're gonna go ahead and chop our veggies, because that's what's gonna go first, the veggies, so that they can cook. And then we're gonna prep our meat to go ahead and do our meatballs, our albóndigas meatballs. Cut the veggies are gonna go and inside our caldo, which is gonna be chayote. We're gonna do 2 of those, 2 zucchinis, 3 carrots, and half a cabbage, and 3 potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash the veggies and cut them up, okay? Okay, veggies have been cut and washed. You cut your veggies, it's kind of like a preference. Sometimes I kind of cut everything really small. It's rare usually for caldo or albóndigas, for a kind of soup. I always cut them kind of medium size, not small, not big. Like the potatoes I cut in half and then half again, and that's it. And I like my carrots like this. I think they look prettier. Anyway, so there are the chayotes and the potato, and also the carrots. So that's what's gonna go first. I did cut the zucchini, but that cooks pretty fast, and kind of so does the cabbage. So I'm not gonna cook those. I'm not gonna put those in yet, but I am gonna go ahead and put these that do take a little longer. These are gonna go ahead and put them in there. I'm gonna, let that start boiling. It kind of is already. So I'm gonna, as soon as it starts boiling, I'm gonna let them cook for about 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and put the zucchini and the cabbage for another 10 minutes. Okay, meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and cut them, wash them, set them aside, and we're gonna do our meat. So I haven't washed the cabbage, but this is how I cut it. Okay guys, so I have finally chopped the 2 tomatoes, the cilantro, the onion finely chopped as well. And so next is the cup of rice. So I'm gonna add the cup of rice. Oh, making a mess here. And then also, I have forgotten to mention 2 eggs. We're gonna need 2 eggs. So we're gonna add those 2 eggs, and we're gonna add half a tablespoon of salt, and that 1 tablespoon of flour I have mentioned, and that 1 tablespoon of flour. And so we're gonna go ahead and do this with our hand. It's the best way to do it. So we're gonna go ahead and just mix all those ingredients together, guys, okay? So we're gonna mix until well mixed. Doesn't matter if you're smushing the tomato, it really doesn't. Okay, so this has been boiling for about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and now add the zucchini that I washed and the cabbage. And then after this, we're not gonna really be doing any stirring, just because we wanna keep the cabbage in place and also the meatballs. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to add them to the end. See, just like that. Okay, so there's that, and then I'm done with this as well. I haven't done the meatballs because I do them as I put them in the pot, but I will show you. I'm trying to see if I can get a clear view. Guys, all done with the meat. I haven't done the meatballs because I do that as I go, so I'm gonna go ahead and already let that cook for about 5 minutes and start boiling again, and then I'm gonna add the meatballs and I'll show you how I make the little balls. Minutes, and it started boiling again, so it's ready for me to add the albóndigas. So I have them right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a little ball, so you can see I kind of grabbed it with my fingertips, so it's a little more than the fingertips, so it's, and then I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna roll it into a little ball, this, and then I'm gonna carefully add it to the pot, and I'm gonna continue to do that until they are all done. See, it's about the size of my palm, so see. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and add it, and it's okay if it hasn't gone all the way down. I will eventually put them carefully, and I'll show you how. So they're now all in there. I forgot to mention that I turned this down to 6 instead of it being on high. And so again, I haven't pushed them down. I'm gonna carefully do that now that they're all there. And what you want to do is just kind of carefully make room for them so they're inside the broth. There we go. If you can't, then see, just at least halfway. Again, just gently move them. But what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to actually put this one. So I'm just going to move that, put it on there, top of that, and then see, okay, so, and yes, they kind of can come apart a little. So, there we go. We're just going to move them, and then just a little, like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just put the lid on. Put the lid on, let them, you know, cook with heat a little. The top that isn't inside the broth, I'm just gonna let them cook for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to move them a little more. I just don't want to move them now because they can fall apart. Even though the flour and the eggs, that was the glue basically. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll come check on them. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and see, they look a little cooked on the top. So I'm gonna carefully like move the veggies from the bottom. Just gonna carefully put the meatballs underneath. See? Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/3 cup of rice to it. So it seems like it's not a lot, but it's enough. You don't want to make rice soup. Okay, so we're making albóndigas. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dab the rice in there, say like this. So And now we're gonna go ahead and turn the heat down to 2, and we're gonna let that cook for about a good 15 minutes, okay? And then we'll cook. Okay, so our toppings are done. Again, I chopped some onions, some jalapenos, some lime, and some chiles de árbol.
No te metas en mis asuntos, te lo dije más de una vez. No, sí me meto, porque sí me meto, ¿por qué me preocupas? No se trata de que te decidas por una o por la otra, se trata de tu felicidad. Si tú no eres feliz con Mónica, búscate otra mujer. Pero no...
So this is what's left over after feeding 5 adults. So quite a bit is, left over. I could we could do another 2 bowls for adults. So it really feeds, 5, 6, 7, about 7 to 8 adults. You can always do half of the recipe, and if there's only, less people.